I'm Jeff Maher. Tonight on News 10 at 11, fun turns to terror in minutes at sea. A local woman among those on board as a cruise ship runs aground. Plus a shootout in the Bay. The 49ers are closer to the Super Bowl. News 10 at 11 is next.
It fires downfield on second down, and Vernon Davis will take it all the way for a Niners touchdown.
A thriller in the Bay. A 49ers-Saints shootout ends in spectacular fashion, and in the end, the Niners have at least one more week of football left in their season. Ryan Yamamoto is here with us, and I was watching this game. We were all watching the game in the newsroom, back and forth, back and forth. They gave Drew Brees some chances, but they came out on top.
And the best part is we had that 15-second delay from the sports office to the TVs in the newsroom.
That was interesting.
So everyone was cheering at different times, but you know, so much was being made about the 49ers' best defense taking on the Saints' best offense, and no one thought it would come down to San Francisco having to make one, but two big touchdowns at the end of the game.
I guarantee I'll be there.
Ryan, thanks. Looks like someone is hoping for a Giants victory tomorrow, which would mean the NFC Championship would be played at Candlestick, and tickets won't be cheap, starting at nearly $300 according to StubHub. This was the scene at Bluto's Sports Grill in Antelope this afternoon. Plenty of excitement at bars across our area as 49ers and maybe a few Saints fans packed in to watch the thriller. No matter where next Sunday's game is played, look for coverage right here on News 10 online and news10.net.
I had 2 kids and I thought I was going to die.
Yes.
Tragedy at sea, at least 3 dead, dozens missing as a cruise ship runs aground. But we are starting to get a little good news tonight. Some of those missing have been found alive. 2 of those rescued today, a South Korean couple on their honeymoon. Rescuers have been going door to door from cabin to cabin since reaching the boat after it ran aground last night. The Costa Concordia hit a reef during dinner and capsized off the coast of Tuscany. 3 are confirmed dead, 40 remain unaccounted for. 4,200 people were evacuated from that ship. And new tonight, we're learning more about the people on that ship, including a local woman. That woman's sister spoke to News 10's Natalie Sense, who joins us now. And Natalie, I imagine this woman is very glad that her sister made it to dry land.
You know, she's extremely relieved. I'm told her sister was on a 3-week vacation with her husband and friends. And the last few days of the trip were to be on a cruise ship while the group was watching a magic show when they began to sink.
And Natalie, thank you so much. Just a few facts about the Costa Concordia. It weighs in at more than 114,000 tons and measures 951 feet long. That's almost 2.5 football fields. On board, guests could find 1,500 cabins. It also has a wellness center, 5 restaurants, 13 bars, 4 swimming pools, and a giant movie screen. Checking tonight's other top stories, a 9-year-old Sacramento boy hospitalized after being attacked by a pit bull this morning. Deputies were called to a South Sacramento home around 10 a.m. They found a little boy with a head injury and a severe wound to his arm. Deputies say the boy and a woman were attacked after he went into the backyard where the dog was being kept. When deputies and paramedics arrived, they say the dog began acting aggressively towards them, so a deputy shot and killed it.
I don't know what to tell people. Pit bulls are dangerous dogs.
At last check, the little boy was in serious condition at UC Davis Medical Center. At this point, no charges are being filed against the dog's owners. In Stockton, 23-year-old Christopher Day is charged with animal cruelty and making terrorist threats. Police say Day was trying to get into a woman's home. When he tried to get through the backyard, the victim's dog, a Chihuahua, began barking. That's what officers say. Day grabbed a knife from a barbecue and stabbed it in the chest. Vets say there is a chance that dog will recover. Fire investigators are still trying to figure out what caused last night's 5-alarm business fire in Fairfield. Crews were called out just before 7 to the 2-story building on Empire Street. Nobody was inside at the time of the fire and nobody was injured, but the building is likely a total loss. Preliminary reports show no evidence of arson. Well, turning to our weather, another warm, dry day in Northern California, but changes are coming. Harry Stockman's in for Darla tonight, and Harry, what's some of that change that we're talking about? Maybe some rain?
Maybe some rain in the forecast. The immediate issue tomorrow up in the Sierra Nevada, though, is a fire danger.
A Sacramento family makes a frightening discovery when they woke up this morning. Shattered glass and a bullet in their 12-year-old's bedroom. Aaron Barnhart says he heard a noise around 2 this morning, looked around but didn't find anything, so he went back to bed. When he woke up, he found 2 bullet holes, one in the window of a house, and found a bullet in his son's bedroom. It had entered the room just a few feet from where his son was sleeping. Barnhart called 911 but was told police didn't have enough staffing to send someone out to investigate, and instead they asked him to put the bullet in a bag and bring it to them.
You know, if this crime goes uninvestigated and unpunished, the next crime it is going to hit somebody and somebody's going to die.
Now everyone is fine. Barnhart says this is pretty strange for his neighborhood, which he says normally stays very quiet. A 17-year-old California girl may have just saved her mother's life when she smelled something wrong in her mom's bowl of Rice Krispies. Turns out the bowl of cereal was filled with all-purpose cleaner. The woman's husband is now in jail. He's accused of trying to poison his wife. Police say the father, 43-year-old Fernando Porras, caught the attention when he rushed out of the hospital when the cops showed up. The mother has since been released from the hospital.
Coming up on News 10 at 11.
Police in Southern California think they've found the serial killer terrorizing the homeless, how they finally caught up with him. And for the first time, former Penn State head coach Joe Paterno speaks out on the sex abuse scandal that cost him his job. And an American hero welcomed to Northern California by hundreds who just want to thank him for his service.
I'm Brian May in San Francisco. We've got reaction from the 49ers on their win over the Saints coming up in sports.
You're watching News 10 at 11.
For nearly a month, police in Anaheim have been searching for the person responsible for killing 3 homeless men. Now they say they've got their man. Police arrested a suspect after he was spotted running from the scene of a stabbing where a homeless man was killed Friday. At first, investigators weren't sure if the man was the one responsible for all those murders. But at a press conference tonight, they said he's likely the one. Police say it took a lot of effort to track him down.
Several brave individuals from our community were able to pursue the suspect a slight distance.
The suspect's name has not yet been released. We will stay on top of this and bring you any new developments. Across America, former Penn State coach Joe Paterno is breaking his silence. He's speaking out in the first interview since the scandal that rocked the sports world and ended his illustrious career. TJ Winnick tells us what Paterno is talking about with Jerry Sandusky.
Sitting in a wheelchair, weak from lung cancer and wearing a wig, Joe Paterno explained that crucial decision.
Hundreds throughout the valley gave a hero's welcome to a wounded Marine. Lance Corporal Ronnie Porta was the only survivor in an IED explosion of his Humvee while on patrol in Iraq. He came home to Manteca to visit the family of his fallen friend, and for the first time after spending 54 months in the hospital. Lee Painter has the story.
It was a hero's welcome for Lance Corporal Ronnie Porta.
Lance Corporal Porta will be in Manteca for the next 2 days. He'll be officially retired from the Marine Corps in February. Well, turning to your weather, if you were outside today, you probably noticed it was an absolutely beautiful day out there. Harry Stockman is here with us. And Harry, I've been talking to you about this. I'm sorry, but this just does not feel like winter at all.
No, it feels like spring. I mean, 65 is awfully warm. That was the high today in Sacramento and in Stockton. It's going to be wet ahead for us, and I'm praying for snow. You know, it might actually come.
Maybe. When we talk about cooler, that's relative term, you know,
Yes.
because, 50s, 60s, that's still really nice.
Yeah, especially if you come from Denver,
Yes.
or better yet, I do weather for stations up in Montana, and it gets really cold up there.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And speaking of being from Denver, yes, I bet on the Broncos. Stupid decision. I should have bet on the Niners.
Should have bet on the Niners.
Yes.
You know, a great day of football, and whether you're a 49er fan or not, you had to appreciate the drama between San Francisco and the Saints. A great game, an even greater finish. A News 10 Sports' Brian May was there to witness it all. We got your complete coverage. Sports is next.
You're watching News 10 at 11.
Well, welcome back. An embarrassing loss for the Sacramento Kings, reaching a new franchise low, and Dallas facing the Mavericks. Not much to show because the Kings only scored 23 points in the first half, and that is an all-time low for the team.
Excellent. You know, I'm still stuck on the 23 points in the first half. That's just so very low for the Kings.
Very, very low. They only outscored the Niners. I think Niners scored 17 in their first half, so they only outscored the Niners by 6.
That's awful. Well, guess whose birthday it is today? I'll give you a hint. Thrilla in Manila. The champion, the greatest, Ali. Yes, 70 years old. About 350 guests gathered in Louisville, Kentucky tonight to celebrate his birthday. As the guests mingled in the lobby, Ali came out to the second floor balcony. And a quick last check of the weather.
Big change to the weather. Rain coming.
Rain coming. All right. That's a tease. Back to you. All right.
You made it.